I am super freaking excited to welcome you guys to the first vlog that we're doing in 2022. So if you guys go down to my YouTube channel, you see that I actually used to vlog very often. I actually started my social media career vlogging, and for me it was a very creative outlet for me to just dip my toes into social media and also express my creativity, but more importantly, document the journey. And I am so grateful that I did that because I have videos literally from 2015, and I look back and I'm like, man, I can't believe how much has changed, how much has grown. So the last couple years, I've been really head down focusing on business, getting my business off the ground. It took a couple years to grow my fitness business, and now what we do is we work with personal trainers and help them start their business as well. So the last 2 years, it's just been really focused on growing the business, and now I'm finding a place to where I can return back to my creative side and actually share and document what we have going on. So my intention with these vlogs is to simply just capture the moment and share what my life looks like building a 7-figure business. And with these vlogs, they're pretty much gonna be pretty simple, just a day in the life. Also, what I want to do is kind of break open behind the scenes of what we're doing with PTBI. A lot of the people who come to this channel are looking to start their coaching business, and with all these business gurus and all these people teaching you how to build a business, they never really show behind the scenes. And when I am always looking for information, I want to know what people are doing. And so I want to be very transparent about what we're currently doing at PTBI to grow PTBI from 7 figures to potentially 8 figures in the next 5 to 10 years, and also just document the journey for myself and for you guys so you guys can see the steps as we grow. So first things first with this, I just want to pretty much just capture this moment of where we currently are right now. So it is May 2022. I currently live with my girlfriend. We have our dog Sozen, who is a really awesome German Shepherd. But we're gonna give you a little house tour because we just moved into this place last October. Last couple years, I was living downtown in a penthouse, which was awesome. I was living on the beach in La Jolla, which was even cooler. But since we've got our dog, we realized that our priorities had to shift. And instead of living someplace like super dope, we wanted to live someplace that was convenient and also had space for our dog to roam and play, which is what brings us to North Park, San Diego. And that's pretty much a suburban area of San Diego that's just centrally located, and it is really convenient. Literally, the gym that we train at is down the street. So I never have to drive my car anywhere because all I do is work from home, and then I pop over to the gym and I come back and I work from home. But with that being said, I'd like to give you guys a little bit of house tour. So we'll show you guys around. First things first, this is the living room. This is pretty much where we take naps, watch TV, kind of unwind throughout the day. One thing I want to give credit to is Megan. She has done a fantastic job pretty much decorating the whole house. So like everything that you see here is pretty much decorated by Megan. If it was me, it would literally just be like a futon and TV you probably would have seen at a yard sale. Like, I'm really not expressive when it comes to house furnishing stuff, so I like to keep things super simple. But I'm actually extremely grateful that Megan has that creative side to make our home an actual home. So over here, we'll go into the kitchen. This is pretty much where we eat all the meals. This is our pup, Sozen. He is a wonderful German Shepherd. He can kind of be a headache at sometimes, but we love him very much. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. Over here, we just got the kitchen. It's a pretty small place, but honestly, it's very convenient for our lifestyle. You know, we're not paying much, and I like it that way because I like to keep my living expenses low. So as long as it has the basic needs met and it's a home that I enjoy, that's really all we need. The beautiful thing, though, is that we have a backyard, which we'll take you out in just a second. Come on, Sis. So this was the real selling point for us and Megan when we moved into this house. You know, we made a lot of sacrifices and compromises living here. Obviously, it's not as aesthetic. It's in the middle of the city. It's not quite where I want to be. Honestly, if it was up to me, I would still be living downtown. But because we had Sozen, we wanted to make sure that his needs were met, and having a yard is really important for him. Living in an apartment, taking him up and down the elevator was just too much of a hassle. So we have this yard here so he can play, and this is what he loves doing all freaking day. In between calls, I might have 10 to 15 minutes where I can come out here and throw the ball for him. He gets really good exercise, and he also just loves hanging out here too. Outside of this space though, we don't use it much. This is pretty much Sozen's den. Like, we call it his den. And yeah, we just pretty much throw that ball for him, and he is a happy boy. So that being said, we'll go ahead and go inside and show you guys the master room where the office is. This is where I spend most of my time. So welcome to my den. So I just showed you Sozen's den. This is my den. This is literally where I spend 12 to 14 hours a day. In this room, it is my favorite place to be. This is where we're building PTBI. This is where all the behind the scenes stuff. So I want to show you my office because it was probably the best investment that I've ever made into myself and in my business. And what's nice is like this place was actually the first time I've ever been able to settle in and actually create a workspace for myself. In my early 20s, when I was 19 to about 25 years old, I was always sharing bedrooms, working at coffee shops, and really only working from my laptop. And though I thought that was great, having the freedom to work from my laptop, it really never gave me a space to really settle in and focus. So moving into this house, I was actually able to make a workspace for myself, and it has increased my productivity so much. There's something called activation energy, which means that when you have something that's easier accessible than normal, you're more likely to do it. And so for me, having a space where all of my work is set up, it makes it so easy to just hop out of bed and get right into work rather than driving to a coffee shop and setting up the Wi-Fi and taking all these steps before I actually dive into work. I'm able to just get up and go into it, and it has made a big difference. But not only that, but also just investing into actual better equipment like a stand-up desk, being able to invest into like a better microphone, even spicing up the room. This is also the first room that I've been able to actually decorate myself and actually make a creative, inspirational space for me to work. So I kind of want to walk you through what I have on the walls. So that way you guys can see what we have set up here. Awesome. So this is the little corner that I'm tucked away in. And like I mentioned, I spend most of my time here. I like to look out and be inspired by what I see around me. And so what I did is I actually got portraits of all of the favorite places that I've been to in my life. And every single time I look at these portraits, I'm able to kind of go back and kind of relive those moments and memories. So I have a picture of New York City here. New York is a place that I love to visit. I had clients out there that I visited when I lived on the East Coast, and they showed me a really great time. I go back and visit quite frequently, like once or twice a year. Recently, I just ran a marathon around the entire Manhattan Island, which was a lot of fun. Next to New York, I have Washington, D.C., which I actually lived in D.C. for a year when I was 23. And it was probably the hardest year of my life, but I also was just so grateful that I got to experience the East Coast and just the beauty that the city had to offer. Next to D.C., I have a picture of Monterey Bay, which is where I am from. It's my hometown. And so I always like to give respect and homage to my hometown. Beyond that, I have San Diego, which San Diego is the city I currently reside. I will be forever grateful for San Diego. Not sure if I'll be here forever. Megan and I have talked about moving, but in the meantime, San Diego is pretty much the city that made me who I am. It's the first place that I lived outside of my parents' house, and it's just really cultivated the character and just the person I am today. And so I'll always have San Diego close to my heart. Next to that, I have Sydney, Australia, which is the first international trip I ever took. I spent a couple weeks to a month out in Australia living on the beach, and it was a life-changing experience. I never really had the travel bug before I went to Australia, but after I went to Australia, I realized that there's so much more to life and that I actually want to make travel like a really, really important priority in my life. Since I got back from Australia, COVID shutdowns happened, the whole world shut down for 2 years, and now I'm in a place to where it's hard to travel because I'm so focused on the business. So my goal for 2023 is to make more time for travel so I can start checking places off my list. And then lastly, next to Australia, we have Miami. Miami is just a place I really love going and visit. I have a lot of entrepreneur friends in the city. And so anytime I go there, I have friends that I visit and just have a really, really good time. It's like, I say Miami is like my home away from home. It's a place that I can go and just enjoy and relax and kind of just get out of the San Diego area. One of my favorite things and number one tools that I use inside my office is my whiteboard. So my whiteboard is literally where I put all of my information for my brain onto paper. The thing is, I have a million things to think about on a daily basis and my mind is always racing, and I actually am a very anxious person. And so if I don't journal, if I don't put things down, it will always just come up and come up and come up and come up. And so the whiteboard is a place to where if something's on my mind, I can just dump it on the whiteboard. And then later that day, what I actually end up doing is take that information and put it onto my computer and then clear the whiteboard for any other things that come up. That way I can have a clear whiteboard as it is. Welcome into the actual setup. So the setup is sick because I have the standing desk here where I'm able to elevate and sit down. Usually what I do is when I'm working, I will stand, and when I'm taking calls, I will sit. I got the camera set up here, the microphone set up here, the PTBI sign back here, and then right next to my desk, I have a couple books. I always read in between calls or just when I have, some spare time to kill. Right now, I'm currently reading 7 Secrets to Happy, Healthy Relationships, which is pretty solid. And then next on cue, I have this book called Leaders Eat Last. Typically what I do is like whatever I'm currently going through, whatever problems I'm currently facing, I will try to seek out answers and read books and consume information on that specific topic. And so right now what we're doing with PTBI is that we are currently scaling and growing our team which for the last 2 years, I've been running this business pretty much by myself. And I had, a couple virtual assistants, but it was really easy to manage 1 or 2 employees at a time because the communication was direct. But now that our team is getting bigger and I'm having to prioritize the team more, I have to learn more about leadership. And so, I identified that problem that like, hey, I don't know enough about this topic. And so I'm going to consume and learn as much information about this topic so that way I can be best prepared and be the best leader possible. So that's typically how I go about consuming information, is just identify where I am in my journey, what information I need to know to get to the next step, and then I go in on that topic. Really, just to give you guys a quick idea of what my life is like. I wake up at 6 a.m., I take a shower and I eat. I come right into my office and I start my day. Starting my day means checking in with my team, getting reports on the day, so how many calls we have booked, how many leads we have generated, things like that, how much our ad spend is, and then I go right into whatever projects that I'm currently working on. Every single week, I work with the content director. His name's Nick. He's the man behind the camera, and he has been a tremendous help to helping us grow PTBI. Pretty much every single week, we do all of our content batching, and so what we're gonna do right now is we're actually gonna sit down and film as many YouTube videos as possible. That way we have content batched for the next 2 to 4 to 6 to 8 weeks and just literally build up a content bank. That way, if for any reason I go on a trip or I take a travel or I just want to take a week off, I know, rest assured, that we have content ready to go and I don't really have to worry about filming content the day of. So that's what we're gonna do right now. We're gonna sit down and record a couple YouTube videos, and then while we record the YouTube videos, we also record a 1-minute reel for those YouTube videos. That way we have content to post on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok, and pretty much just have an omnipresence. After that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna head over to the gym, get a workout in, maybe film some ads too, and then we'll go from there. This is Zach Colburn from the Personal Trainers Business Incubator. What I wanna talk about today is social media engagement. And I wanna tell you guys why 15 clients is the magic number. And what I wanna talk to you guys about today is signing clients on long-term and preventing churn rate with client signups. And I wanna share a philosophy that I use as a business owner to help me guide and understand where I'm going with my business, and also help me operate on a day-to-day with my business as well. This is called Head in the Clouds versus Head in the Trenches. And this video is for my young fitness coaches who are starting off at the age of 19 to 23. I wanna paint a very clear reality of what business is gonna be like when you're starting business off at a very young age, especially when you... Pre-workout snack right here. We're about to go get a back workout at Self-Made, which is the gym she is a trainer at. She's gonna walk me through a workout.
Oh, I'm taking you through the workout.
Actually, no. We'll do my workout. We'll do my workout, but she can train me on it.
Yeah. I am 6 weeks out of summer shredding and 8 weeks out of my second bikini competition. So I'm feeling it right now. I'm a little bit like low energy, although food really isn't that low. I'm not super tied to my workouts right now. I mean, I kind of am. On prep, you're supposed to do certain things, but our biggest focus right now isn't necessarily my back days, it's my leg days. So I can be flexible. Zach and I haven't worked out. We haven't worked out together in over a year.
I think it's been like 2 years. We met in 2020 and we worked out together for a month, and then we started living together. I think we moved in together 3 months after we met. And I don't think we've worked out since then. And I usually have a hard rule against it because me and Megan are so close that when we work out together, I get very irritable and like snappy in a way that I would never talk to anybody else. And I just know it's like, I shouldn't be acting like that. And so usually what I'll do is just don't work out with her.
Yeah.
Gym time is friend time for the most part, but.
Well, also, we used to film each other too. And that was kind of like, if you're lollygagging on one movement, or if I'm the lollygagger of the relationship. So if I'm like stalling on one movement or talking to someone or trying to fix something, then it would really frustrate him. So it's been a long time since we've done a workout together, but for the best.
Check out this shaker bottle though. So I recently just decided that expressing myself is something that I want to do. And so for a while I was using Megan's pink shaker bottle that I absolutely hated. And I'm like, why not just buy a shaker bottle and just blast it with stickers? So I have all my favorite Naruto characters. I got Sasuke, Itachi, Obito, Madara, Orochimaru. I just get so stoked off the shaker bottle. Cool. Pre-workout's going down the hatch. Oh, this is the routine right here. It's always just start with a dead hang, stretch out my back. Maybe pop my back a little bit. Stretch out. So this music is good, but what's music to my ears is updates like this. I'll put this.
Darby she's great. She's joining the day before Memorial Day. Tentatively right now, it seems like she's but she is 100% in, but it's just a matter of when. She wants to do her NASM course first to get the ground running, but she actually just quit her job, and she was specifically looking for mentorship to get the ball rolling here, but there was just no way she was going to do it.
That's what we like to hear, baby. That's what we like to hear. I'm out here filming content, shooting content. The sales team is working on a Saturday, putting out the good message of PTBI. Something I'm really, really proud of is that like when we do our sales presentations and when we have our sales calls, we're not super pushy. Really what we're just trying to do is bring the opportunity to personal trainers to show them what's possible and also show them how we're able to benefit them. So that's music to my ears that we just had a really great sales call. Didn't close, but tentatively set for Memorial Day, that's a win in my book. So I'm gonna get a really solid workout in with Megan. We're gonna crush this back day and then we'll go ahead and dive into it.
A bunch of nasty germies on it. Hands aren't clean.
It's okay. I don't think it needs that much though.
And this, you don't know how much it's hard to spread, babe.
So I recently just started getting a lot of tattoos. I think I've gotten like 7 in the last month. Back ones are the worst because I can't put my own ointment on it to keep it all nice and fresh. Freaking been using Megan to give me a help around the back, but these are all new. So this one's new, this one's new. This one I just got yesterday or the day before that. And then I got a couple on my back here that are new. And then I got this one too. This one hurt the most. If you wanna know which tattoo hurt the most out of all the places I've gone, this one was by far the most. I was like, I was squirming. Like most of the tattoos I can take it, but this one I was like, my feet were like moving, I was squirming a little bit, and it was, as soon as it finished, I was about ready to tap out. Like, very few tattoos have hurt that bad, and that one was definitely the worst. Alright guys, thank you so much for checking out this vlog. Like I mentioned, we're going to be doing this on a monthly basis. That way you guys can see what we're doing behind the scenes to grow PTBI. That workout was freaking brutal. I think it was more so brutal just because 1, it was hot, and 2, me and Megan are deep into our deficits, and so the energy just wasn't there, but we pushed through and had a really good pump. So appreciate you guys watching. We'll catch you guys in the next one.